Oh, hi there. So this is Ogwen Valley. Behind me is Ogwen. This is probably the second most popular part in Eryri, after Snowdonia, of course, and you can see why. It's absolutely stunning here. I thought I would do this quick piece to camera before I start running up Tryfan, because it's got to be one of the hardest climbs in Snowdonia. It's about 1 kilometre along, 1 kilometre up. So 45-degree angle, and it just gets tougher. And this is definitely the best way to do Tryfan. I've done it every which way, west, north, east, or even up from the south. And this is the fastest way. Okay, so this is a Glyderau leg, flat bit of road to get you started, and then straight up Tryfan, which is steps and grass, and then into the Western Gully, which is very scrambly and rocky. Top of Tryfan here is the most dangerous part of the round, so you really want to be aware. Scramble up the scree here, and then the Glyderau plateau, which is flat and runnable for the most part. It's pretty nice. Some big rocks to negotiate. And then there's a bit of scree dropping down here, which can be tricky, and a good place to get some water here. And then it gets really good. It's firm grass for the rest of this round, really, until the quarry. And so it's a good opportunity to catch up time, run nice and quick, get some food and water in you without the danger of getting tripped up or, you know, falling off a ridge. So even up to a Glyderau here is very runnable until the very top, where you can see some rocks there and there's a scramble, but really not too bad. And then you're going to drop down into the Norwich Quarry, which I would really recommend you recce at least once, because you can get lost in a rabbit warren of twists and turns there if you're not careful and lose a lot of time. And that's the end of your leg, about 10 miles. We're in the Western Gully now. What I do with that run into it is try and go pretty much flat out, because here it's so tricky. You've got to get on your hands. It helps you recover. You get your breath back because you've just got to slow down. It forces the issue. So you can put in more than you think up to this gully, because you know you're going to have a big rest climbing this stuff. It diversifies the pain around the body. Also with this stuff, it can be incredibly easy and safe, or incredibly dangerous. The main thing to think about is always just stay leaning into the hillside, because it can get quite steep. Not so bad right here, but it can get quite steep, and if you're leaning back and you fall back, you're going to be in big trouble. But if you stay leaning in, keeping your hands on the rocks in front of you, you're really safe. You're not going to go anywhere. You've got lots of points of contact there. Okay, there she is. That's the peak Adam and Eve there. They're just naturally right at the top. Isn't that incredible? Apparently there's a whole layer of rocks like that at one point on here, and they've all washed away except for these two left on their own, standing at the top. It's quite brilliant little story, if it's true. But yeah, you've got to come and touch these, I would say. Of course, if you jump from Adam to Eve, you get the freedom of the mountain. But I don't need to do that today, do I? No. No, because I don't want to. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm switching you off now.
Now we're up to what's called Tryfan, and we're going up to the plateau on the Glyderau. There's two ways to go here, but only really one. You can go up the bristly ridge, which is a very intense scramble, very exposed, or you can go up bristly scree, which is much less glamorous but just much faster. I've timed both of them, and I mean, it's not even close. So I'm making a route choice here between this crag, this rocky stuff, and the scree, which is further down. It's so steep, the scree just gives way under your feet and you slip a lot, and that's demoralizing. So I prefer to get up high nearer the rocks where there's less scree and just these big steps. Off the screen now onto the Glyderau plateau, which you'll see is very big rocks the whole way, but lots of it very runnable. So, coming off Glyderau, you can see the size of these boulders, the size of houses. Massive. If you're not so sure, it's always better to go with a two-footed landing. You got twice the chance of being able to stop yourself. So coming up to Glyderau now, and just a bit of advice on running on this stuff. It's tricky, fast feet. You really need to get a nice, neat, choppy cadence going. You can't come at this like a road runner, bounding along and expecting the floor to just respond and give you what you want. Every single footfall is different. The quicker you can make your steps, the more likely you can adjust in time if you trip up or the rock moves or whatever. All those things are going to happen. Going up to the summit of Glyderau. The summit is the one on the right, not the one on the left there. Still very rough terrain. Try keep your head up and just look down with your eyes. It keeps your head on top of your body, it keeps you nice and balanced. Great water source here, just coming off Glyderau before Ogwen, and it's great because this spring is right there, so you know for sure this hasn't been contaminated by dead sheep. So I've just got one water bottle with me today, so I'll drink one and then fill it up and then go. Ogwen there, one of two Ogwens. Coming up to Folgok now, and there are 2 Folgoks on the round, one on the Glyderau and one on the Ilio Ridge. And this is some of the easiest running on the whole round. And if you know you're coming up to easy running, that's a good time to get a snack out, get your drink out, because you can trust the floor a bit more, and you can eat and drink while you're on the move. Saves a lot of time. Tiny little can and beautiful views from here. Is the peak, the shelter, but somebody stood this stone up here. Looks really pretty. Okay, anyway. Okay, so just come off the top of a Glyderau. I met some friends up there, so I had to put the GoPro away because it looked like a complete wally. So Glyderau, Glyderau here. This small Glyderau. We're coming down the Norwich Quarry now, and obviously this is a lot easier to come down than go up. It's saying danger high voltage on these signs, so I don't know if these things are still operational. They probably are. This is Electric Mountain. This is a big battery. They've got a reservoir at the top, and when they've got too much electricity at night, they pump up water to the top lake, and then when they need it, they let it down again, and it runs through the turbines and gives them electricity. I've got a friend who works there, and he's told me they've got a ratio of I think 1.4, so it costs 1.4 amount of electricity to pump it up as that which they get back. But obviously it's much better than nothing, which is the alternative. So we're in Embarrass now, and so I've done the whole of the Glyderau. It's about 10 miles, and I'm going to go and do Ilio Ridge and then Snowdonia and pick up at Beth Gallop. But like an amateur, my GoPro battery's running out, so I'm not going to take you with me for that part. But I'm starting to think about, if my dad was here in his white van, what I'd like off him, because I'm going to be doing the round solo, which means I'll be on the hills on my own, but I will be supported. That means I can have a crew at each road section after each leg, so 5 legs, so that'll be 4 opportunities. And I'm thinking about a can of Coke right now and a cream cheese bagel, so I've got to write that down. Tell my dad to bring that stuff.